Hey, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, because this is the late edition of Swahili Sunday. And I'm just getting back into doing the lives after being down for a few weeks. If you saw my post, I was out of it for a while. Have not resumed B&B Live. Might not resume that until after the new year. Not 100% sure yet on how that's going to go. My co-host has a lot going on, and we might just leave that until the new year and just take a hiatus. So, as you can see, I'm wearing some Cowboys gear. Got a Cowboys shirt on. Got a Cowboys hat. This is actually the salute to service hat that uh, that the NFL really supports veteran causes, and this is one of the salute to service uh, products. And I had seen several. Dak Prescott, for one, wearing one, but he was wearing the one that had the dark blue here, but it was the flat style. I like the more curved style. So when we were at the Cowboys game, yes, we were at the Dallas Cowboys game. You probably saw posts about that. My son and I went out there for Thanksgiving for the Dallas Cowboys game. This is the fourth time we've done that. It's kind of become a tradition for Thanksgiving to go to the Dallas Cowboys game, and I'm really grateful to get to do something I enjoy. I used to do or watch football with my father. Oh, here comes Meow Mix. Meow Mix has to get into the act. Here's Meow Mix has to get into the act here. My so Something I enjoyed with my father when I was in elementary school before he was really kind of gone mentally from being an alcoholic after my mother died. So it was when I was fourth and fifth grade or whatever. I used to sit and watch the Dallas Cowboys football game with him, and I was really happy to be part of the watching that with him. I actually, for about 2 or 3 years, cut out all the newspaper clippings about the Dallas Cowboys games. I still have those, as a matter of fact. And now it's something I get to enjoy with my son. So we went out for Thanksgiving to the Cowboys game. Oh, Meow Mix, I need to cut these nails. Sorry, I just saw her nails are pretty long, and one of them's kind of curling under and gotten caught in her little pad here. I'm sorry, babies. I have to fix that afterwards. Anyway, this is Meow Mix. She's a princess. She's 17. Meow Mix is. Anyway, so we went out Wednesday. We came back on late yesterday. So I was really tired this morning and watched church online, and then went to Fairtrade Long Beach to restock items. So if you are local to Long Beach, you can go check out. I'm going to post probably tomorrow or the next day the space there. I have a lot of Christmas items there at Fairtrade Long Beach tomorrow. I'm planning on doing a Cyber Monday trunk show, probably with the Christmas items. Those will be there'll be some specials for that, so you can get those specials for online. And so keep an eye out for that. I'm working on. It'll be sometime. I have to work my corporate job tomorrow, so it'll be sometime in the afternoon. I will post the time for that. You'll be able to get some specials on the beautiful Christmas items that the ladies have made. You may have seen, if you've seen some of the posts of the pop-ups I've been doing, you can see some of those items on the videos from the pop-ups, specifically the ones from the American Legion and the ones from American Martyrs Church, where I had the items or the items on display. So you can see a lot of the Christmas items. There's beautiful Christmas trees, 2 different sizes. There's ornaments. There's a nativity set, and a lot of really nice stuff. It's set up at Fairtrade Long Beach now, so if you're in the area, you can go by there. You can catch me at a pop-up. You can make an appointment to come by, or if you're not local, you can do a trunk show. We can do a trunk show, online show, where you can get some specials for that. So there's a lot of great things coming up. Also wanted to share with you, Giving Tuesday is coming up, and I've already posted it on Instagram and Facebook. I will post again to kind of make it go to the top of the page. It's we're raising funds to help the ladies in Kenya. There's been significant flooding there. at least 2 of their roofs have collapsed. Layla's heading there this week to see what the extent of the damage is for all of our ladies to make sure that we can help them. So I'm raising a little bit of money for that. I'm also reaching out to an organization to see if they can help with that, because I have photos that I'll share later of the roofs are just totally caved in, and some of the actual huts have crumbled because they're made of mud, and the floods have come, and the rains have been really significant, and they haven't let up. So we're praying that that subsides and that they don't have any further damage, and that we can help them with the damage that has occurred. So these Christmas items are things that I just got in, and all the purchases help the ladies be able to live a more sustainable life. We have the beautiful dresses that aren't up online yet. I've been taking them out to different different pop-up events, and they've been selling there. I want to get them up online. It's just if you saw my post from, I guess it's been 4 weeks now. I don't think I posted 4 weeks ago. I think it was a couple. I was totally offline a couple of weeks because of a procedure I had in the hospital that they didn't tell me how significant of a procedure it was going to be. And when they put me in the hospital, hey Josephine, they put me in the hospital. They did the procedure, and it was about a 2.5 weeks that I was really out of it. I had to cancel some pop-up events. I was not in a lot. I was in pain the first few days, but it zapped my energy, and I wasn't prepared for that. The doctor didn't prepare me for that. I had to work on releasing that resentment around that, and I'm finally recovered, and I'm grateful that I recovered in time to be able to go watch the football game and to be able to do some pop-up events last weekend. I did 4 days worth of events, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and those were really successful. This weekend, coming weekend, I'm doing 1 event, and probably be at Fairtrade Long Beach for second Saturday. I don't think I'll set up a booth there. I will just be in my space and just kind of hanging out, talking to people and sharing the products from my space versus in having set up a pop-up booth, because it is a lot of work, and I have to watch my back so I don't I don't overdo it to where I'm in a lot of pain. Thankfully, I've been getting a lot of good care from my chiropractor, and my back hasn't been hurting as much. It still hurts some, but I'm grateful that it's not hurting as much. But going into the end of the year, I'm debating on doing 1 final pop-up in San Diego. I need to reach out to a friend of mine to see if she's actually going, and I might tag along with her. So that might be the last pop-up I do. 23rd of December, Teresa, Commander-in-Chief Teresa at Fairtrade Long Beach, is planning a holiday party there, so I'll definitely be there for that. So I was really careful about how many pop-up events I did this year. Last year I did a lot. I actually had to pull out of a couple because of that surgery, and that lost some revenue there, but thankfully I made some of it up last week. But there are some things online. I don't have all the products online because it's just me. I don't have an assistant helping me. I mean, I have my creative director who does a lot of she does the B&B live show with me, and she does a lot of the graphics. And then Layla in Kenya, she's handling everything on there, but we don't have a virtual assistant helping with a lot of that right now. At some point I need to do that, but I just got to balance the finances with that to make sure that everything's covered. So has some other things in work or ideas in work that I'm considering moving forward with to get the products to sell more and get more exposure for them. That's the tough thing when you don't get enough exposure. And I ran ads before, but running ads and having somebody run that is quite expensive. So that's a bit of a challenge as well. Oh, come on, Meow Mix. Meow Mix has to be in the picture here. All right, right, Meow. But before I just wanted to share a little bit about that. But before I go, I do want to share the importance of, like Thanksgiving. I don't have a big family, and for Thanksgiving, I spend it with my son. For Christmas, I'm going to spend it with my daughter. Um, my sister lives on the East Coast, and my uncle passed away, and I haven't seen the rest of my relatives out here in quite a long time. Um, I mean, I didn't have growing up much family because after my mother died, my father kind of cut us off from any of the family that was on my mother's side. And it wasn't until 20 years later that I reconnected with them. So it's been, I've really have been kind of alone most of my life. And one of the things that is become important to me is actually connecting in person with friends, because when COVID had us all separated. We were all separated from everybody. You could only see people like this on a screen. You couldn't, unless you lived in the house with somebody, you were isolated from people. And I was by myself for much of that time. And then it's been a struggle for people to get back to reconnect. I think I mentioned some time ago, I did a speaking event over the summer, and I have a game that I do for negotiation for Think Like a Negotiator. And I ask people to get up and move around and negotiate. Now, it's a game I've run, I don't know, like 100 times, more than that. I don't know. I've done that at so many speaking events, and it's a lot of fun. And usually, I don't know, 2 to 5% of the people don't participate. It doesn't matter how many events you do when you do speaking, everybody's not going to participate. But in this event, only 5% of the people participated. The other 95%, I mean, they participated, but they would not get up out of their seats. And I couldn't figure it out. It just blew me away. I'm like, my back was hurting. And I thought, well, maybe I don't have enough energy to get them. They're not listening to me. They're not, what is the deal? And then I thought about it, and I actually read an article after the fact and this was their first event back. So people were so hesitant to get up and move around the room and connect. They would connect and talk to the person sitting next to them, maybe even the person across the table. But to ask them to get up and go across the room and connect with somebody else, that was a significant thing. And nobody wanted to do it. I couldn't believe it. I was actually walking around the room encouraging people to get up. I went to one table and I said, there's somebody over there at the other table that has what you need to get for this game. And they were quite happy to play the game, but they were not willing to get up and move around the room. So I learned a lot from that people have been, I don't know if you want to call it traumatized or negatively impacted or whatever you want. I don't know if traumatized might be too significant of a word, but I mean, some people probably were. But I think people were so negatively impacted by COVID and being so used to being on a screen like this to being in person with people. It's hard. I had heard some other speakers, people in the seminar industry, telling me that live events were not going to actually return completely until 2024. And I was like, really? That was a couple of years ago. And I thought, that's impossible. Really? But it's kind of true, because people are having a hard time filling rooms. Hotels are having a hard time booking events for people to come to. And it's because a lot of the people are not used to being in person again. And I just say all that to say, I've made it a point to, like when I was in Texas, I wish I could have connected with more people because I have a lot of friends there, but I went and visited one of my friends, Tim Gillette. And hey, Tim, if you're listening, thanks so much for having us over. because we stayed an extra day. Normally we do what I call a turn and burn. So we go out on Wednesday, we go to the game on Thursday, and we come back on Friday. And I'm glad we didn't do that this time because it would have been a whirlwind of activity. The game started at 3:30, so and we went there early to go to the pro shop, and the actual stadium opens up 2 hours before the game, so we wanted to be there for that and hang out. And we actually went to the game and went down. Our tickets enabled us to be in one area, but we could also go down to the field level club, and we watched the Cowboys run onto the field. That was great. Went upstairs and watched the game and hung out afterwards. And then we went over to there's a hotel. Lowe's built a hotel there in that area. There's AT&T Stadium and Texas Rangers Stadium as well. And Lowe's built a whole hotel there. And then there's all this other stuff, like all these restaurants, arcades, all these other shops and such. It's almost like a mini LA Live. It reminded me of LA Live. So we went over there and we hung out until they closed down at 10 o'clock. And then we got an Uber home. By the time we went back into the hotel and watched the rest of the game that was on, the last game on Thanksgiving. And by the time we got back to our place we were staying, it must have been about midnight. And that was a long day. So I'm glad we didn't get up and fly out that on Friday. I probably would have been really exhausted. I mean, I was tired when we got back late last night. I was tired from that. But we took the time to go see at least one of my friends. And it's just become important to me to start seeing people in person. Part of it had to do with my friend Michelle Patterson, who passed away recently, and just thinking about, you don't know how much time that you really have on this planet. I mean, you think you have forever, I'm hoping I'm around for 20, 30 more years or whatever, but I don't know what God's plan is for my life. And I don't want to be sitting here isolated and not connecting with people that I've known and I care about. So I'm reaching out to people and making plans. And if you want to get together, let me know. I mean, love for you to come by and hang out at the showroom just to see it. You don't necessarily have to buy anything if you don't want to, but or we could just go have a coffee somewhere. I mean, catch up, just talk and connect instead of it being like this, being sitting across from someone. So I'm just making it a point to do more of that because I miss being around people, and I think people probably miss being around people. And we have to actually make a concerted effort to do that because there's been so much of this. Okay, we'll just stay behind a screen and talk or whatever, and instead of really connecting with people and taking the time to go have a coffee, go have lunch, even just go hang out. I mean, it's interesting how I've seen people plan events, and it's hard for people to come because people are so used to just, I'll just stay home. I'll just stay home because you're so used to it from the whole COVID thing. So I'd love to connect with you and hang out. If we haven't seen each other in a while, it'd be great. Love for you to come by the showroom if you want to, or just go have a coffee or just hang out. I mean, it's important to me. I've had a lot of my Air Force friends pass away over the last couple of years. And for like friends that I reconnected with one friend, and then like a few months later, he passed away. And it's like, wow, you just take it for granted that tomorrow's promised, and it's not. So take the time to connect and reach out and say hey to somebody you haven't said hey to in a while, because you never know who may be at home or who may be alone and who just wishes that somebody would reach out to them or just pay attention or take some time to connect with them, because we're all struggling with different things. And this time of year, the holiday season is tough for a lot of people. There's a lot of people who, like I said, I don't have a big family, and there's been times when I've just felt really lonely during the holidays, and uh, after my mother died, my father never had another holiday. He always shipped me off to somebody else's house, and he just sat at home and drank himself into oblivion, and just went to bed. And I was always shipped somewhere else for the holidays. After my mother died when I was 12, so right before I turned 13. So from 13 on, never another Christmas, never another Thanksgiving, never another birthday, nothing. That it's just my dad just was in his own little world of depression, and his alcoholism increased because he just, I guess, didn't know how to take life on life's terms. And there's a lot of people that are suffering, with those type of things, and it's just important to just remember those people and reach out to somebody and take some time to connect, and spend some time, just even if it's just maybe you can't get together in person, then do a video call and catch up. I mean, I'm guilty of I have friends that I need to catch up with, and I'm guilty of not doing that. And I need to make some time to do that. We can't get so busy that we forget about the most important things, which is reaching out and connecting with our friends and loved ones. So that's all I wanted to share. I know it's a little Swahili Sunday late edition, but I wanted to come on and do it anyway. I was at Fairtrade Long Beach all day, updating my space. And if you haven't been there lately and you're local, go check it out. The mayor of Long Beach was there yesterday. It was yesterday. Yeah, for Small Business Saturday. So support small, shop fair. I think another thing is shop artisan. So take the time to give some gifts that really matter, that help make a difference in somebody's life, and that who is in the supply chain. So with Baskets and Beads Kenya, our supply chain is from me to the ladies, from the ladies to me. The only other person that handles anything is Layla, and she's Baskets and Beads Kenya. So she's the person who, I'll place the order with her. She'll get with the ladies make the products, they ship it to her in Nairobi, and then she weighs it and sends me the measurements. I put it into the DHL system, and she prints out the labels, they pick it up, it comes here, I sell it. So there's nobody in between Baskets and Beads Kenya and the ladies. The ladies are Baskets and Beads Kenya. There's no other people in the supply chain. There's nobody else getting paid. There's no brokers. There's no anybody else who's causing the prices to be jacked up a little bit. By the way, I was connected with somebody who was a kind of doing a broker thing, and I thought I'd try it to see if, which is not technically not fair trade because you're supposed to deal direct with the artisans, but she had several artisans she was dealing with, but then she really started significantly increasing the prices, and that wasn't going to work. That's not a fair trade thing, because I'd have to jack the prices up so much in order to make a profit to reinvest, that wasn't going to work. So I had decided to stop doing business, and then she started contacting people on my friends list and started being aggressive with it. They contacted me and said, "Do you know this person?" I ended up having to disconnect from her on social media because of that. So if you've been contacted by somebody who's been attempting to sell products and seem to be very aggressive and pushy, that's not something that I'm endorsing, and unfortunately had to disconnect from that situation in order to not have it seem like I was endorsing that. So fair trade is supposed to be directly to the artisans. That's why the prices, are kept as low as they can be. I mean, these are handcrafted products, and I have to take into consideration the landed costs, which means what it is to ship it here, and then the fact that I have a shop or a Shopify store. There's fees with that. I need to be able to make enough of a profit so I can reinvest and buy more. As I've said before, I don't earn anything off of this. I'd like to one day, but right now I don't earn a salary myself off of it. I have a corporate job that I work. This is just, I buy from the ladies, and There's other salaries that get paid, but I don't take a salary on that. And I hope to take a salary on that one day. But currently, I do not. So the prices are set in a way that I can make sure that I can make a profit to enable me to pay the business expenses and reinvest and buy more so we can keep increasing the ladies' actual business model so they can keep earning income and be able to send their kids to school, provide food for their families, and sell their products with dignity. So check out basketsandbeadskenya.com. I'll be on sometime tomorrow for a trunk show. There'll be a post about that, more to follow on that. And if you're local, I'd love to connect with you. If you're not, I'd love to connect with you on a FaceTime call. Let's get together. Let's not let any more time pass by because, like I said, you don't know how much time that you have on this planet, and you want to make sure that you have taken the time to connect with those people that you care about. All right, everybody, have a great Sunday, and I will talk to you soon. Nakupenda.